So I don't think, have we met? I don't think I'm Q. I'm Q. I don't even know. Wow.
Good morning from the trail. It's about 8:30 or so. I just left the lodge, had a wonderful breakfast. It cost me $12, which I figured that's something I could handle. It was a good breakfast. It was pancakes, blueberry pancakes. It had apples mixed in with it, as well as eggs and sausage, orange juice and coffee. And so it was a good breakfast. The pancakes, oh man, there's a big stack of them. And so I'm actually feeling a little full today, which is unusual because with my hiker hunger, it seems like I'm always hungry. But I just crossed the stream. I got about 3 to 4 miles until I get to the river. And then I have to take a shuttle, or I should say a ferry. It's a canoe across the river. The canoe is actually part of the AT, part of the trail. They even painted a white blaze on the bottom of the boat. And so they're trying to prevent people from fording the river and drowning. There have been some people that have drowned trying to cross the river. It's a pretty good sized river, and people underestimate the current at times. And so part of the trail is the canoe. And so it's a free ferry. And so as long as you get there before 2 o'clock, which that's no problem, it's still really early. And so I'm on my way to the river. Then I'm gonna travel another whole, I don't know, about 7-8 miles after that and get to the shelter. I'm only doing another 10 miles or so to the next shelter. My days are gonna be shorter. I'm doing that for a couple reasons. One, as you know, I had hurt myself a while back, and so I don't want to irritate my leg, my thigh, again. And so I'm trying to take it easy. When I did the White Mountains, it really hit me hard. I mean, it was rough. It was beautiful. It's probably some of the most beautiful scenery on trail so far. However, it wasn't easy, and so it took a toll on my body. And so I want to take it easy for the rest of the trip, just to make sure that I make it to Katahdin, because it would be devastating if I hurt myself and I have to stop short 150 miles. And so I'm trying to take my time, as well as Maine is beautiful. Maine is a wonderful state. It's not easy terrain, but it's worth the struggle, if that makes sense. And so I'm gonna just take my time, do low miles. I think I got a couple big miles in there. I have 116 and 119 near the end. But other than that, it's usually around 10 to 13 miles or so. So nothing too extreme. But I'm gonna keep on moving, keep on making my way to Katahdin, and keep on enjoying this hike. So with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Who knew there would be a line on the Appalachian Trail?
Oh, there it is right there.
Oh yeah?
The second one.
2 o'clock was the
Yeah.
shut off.
It's passable, but you want to have two, pretty expert paddlers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's rapids, but it's fast and it's deep. And
how many feet does it rise?
probably about 2 feet. Yeah, this is one of those interesting river bends where the fast water is on the inside of the bend instead of the outside.
Oh yeah.
So this, shallow.
Good evening. I made it to camp. I am here at a Pleasant Pond shelter. Been here for about an hour or so. It's been a smooth day for the most part. I left this morning, as you know, had breakfast there at the lodge, the cabin, or whatever it's called. Then went down, crossed the river on the canoe. Actually went into a little town. Just did a small resupply, ate a frozen pizza, drank a Coke, and then went back out to the trail, did another 6 miles, hiked through a bunch of mud. And so it's been very muddy today, but I am now here at camp. I'm going to be staying in the shelter. I hit a root today and ripped a big hole in the top of my shoe. And so thankfully there was another thru-hiker who loaned me some shoe goo, it's called. And so I glued my shoe together, and I'm hoping it will hold together, so I'll let you know. But other than that, it's been a good day. The weather's been nice. It is the terrain, I should say the elevation, has been pretty mild, and the trail, it's been good. And so with all that said, I will talk to you soon again from the trail. Good night. Good morning from the trail. It is about 10:30 or so. I've been on the trail for quite a while, a couple hours. I think I left camp about 8:15, and so it's been a good day. I made it over the first mountain, Pleasant Pond Mountain, I think it was called. I stayed at the Pleasant Pond shelter last night, but it's supposed to be a fantastic day. I'm doing 13 miles to another shelter, another pond, I should say. So it is going to be beautiful weather. The terrain hasn't been too bad. Even the up climb this morning, climbing up the mountain, wasn't too bad. So I'm heading down at the moment, and then I have one more up climb later. I just met another thru hiker by the name of Mama Bear. She's a flip-flopper, and so she started in the middle of the trail and headed north, and then when she gets to Katahdin, she's going to go back and do the southern part of the trail. And so that's pretty common among thru hikers to do it that way. In actuality, the Appalachian Trail Conservancy is trying to encourage more people to do a flip-flop, just to help thin out the crowds, because if you remember when I started in March, all of the shelters and the tent spots were just full of people. There could have been at least 40 people at one spot, and so it's pretty crowded, and it's hard on the trail when you have that many people all at the same time. And so some people are flip-floppers and others are what they call SOBOs, southern bound or southbound hikers. They start at Katahdin and make their way to Springer Mountain. And then myself, I'm the normal Nobo, northbound. And so, but I have less than 150 miles before I'm done. And so I'm looking forward to getting to the end and getting back to normal life, whatever that looks like. I do miss my daughter, I miss my family, I miss my friends and my church. And so I'm looking forward to seeing everybody when I return. But with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Well, I made it here to camp. I am at Moxie, I think it's called Moxie Pond shelter or lean-to. I just got here probably about an hour ago. It's about 6 o'clock now. I set up my tent, I made me something to eat, and now I'm ready to climb in my tent and change into my sleep clothes and get ready to go to bed. I'm camped right next to the pond or next to the lake. It's a beautiful view. It's gonna have a great sunset this evening. I'm looking forward to that, and then getting some much needed rest. I'm planning on hiking about 11 miles tomorrow to a stealth spot, and then the next day I'm heading into Monson for my last resupply, or I should say my last town stop. And so I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting to Katahdin, and looking forward to crossing the finish line. So with all that said, I will talk to you soon again from the trail. Good night. Good morning from the AT. I had a wonderful evening last night. I fell asleep before the sunset. I was just really tired, I guess. But today is a beautiful day. It's supposed to get up into the 80s, I heard today. And so hopefully it don't get too hot, but I'm under the canopy today, under the shade. And so it shouldn't be too bad. There's still plenty of water flowing in the streams. I just did a stream crossing. Had to take off my shoes and put on my Crocs. And so there was no rocks, or not enough rocks to rock hop across. So plus there was no bridge or log or any of that. But it wasn't too bad. The water wasn't too cold. It was just right. But I'm hiking through a pine forest at the moment. And so I always enjoy that. The needles on the ground always makes a good cushion for the feet. And so I planned on going a little bit past my designated campsite or shelter that I had originally planned to go to. Just a couple miles. I originally had 8.5 or somewhere along those lines scheduled, but I think I'm gonna try to push 11. And so to get a little bit closer to town for tomorrow, that way tomorrow I can hopefully get there at a decent time and do somewhat of a Nero before I hit the trail the next day. I'm supposed to meet up with a married couple, Dave and his wife. It's a couple that I met through a mutual friend in Illinois, and they agreed to do a food drop for me in the 100-mile wilderness. And so I appreciate them and their willingness to serve a hiker like myself. And so I'm supposed to meet up with them either tomorrow or in the morning on the next day to go and get the items that I need, and so they'll have them ready when they come out. And so I am looking forward to meeting them. They own a cottage company. They make hats and fanny packs and all kinds of stuff like that for hiking. And so I'll talk a little bit more about them when I see them. But I just wanted to take the time to say that I appreciate them. I appreciate their kindness and willingness to, as I said, to help a hungry hiker like myself. And so, but I'm gonna keep on marching, keep on moving forward. Right now, there seems to be a lot of roots all of a sudden, but I'm gonna keep on going forward and make my way to camp and enjoy the hike. So with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Well, I made it the 11.5 miles to the stealth campsite, just right across the river. I'm about ready to set up my tent. And it's still pretty early. It's not even 3 o'clock yet, so I'll have plenty of time just to relax here next to the river and enjoy the sounds of nature. But it's been a good day. I did cross 3 streams today. Had to switch into my Crocs just so I didn't get my shoes all wet. I did not want to walk in wet shoes today. I'll be getting up early tomorrow. I have about 4 miles to hike into town, into Monson tomorrow, and then I'll be trying to get a room, or a bunk I should say, at the hostel. And so I'm unable to call at the moment. I do not have phone service. I'm in a dead spot, but I'm hopeful that there will be a bunk available in the morning. And so with all that said, like I said, I'm just going to take it easy, make something to eat after a bit, and then enjoy the evening. So with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Good night. Well, I made it to Shaw's here at the hostel in Monson. Just got picked up at the parking lot by a shuttle driver, and I am here actually pretty early. It's before noon, and so I'm gonna just hang out, go grab something to eat at the general store. Gonna resupply tonight. I have the couple I talked about is gonna be picking me up later and taking me to the store, taking me to Walmart to be able to resupply, not just for the next 4 days, but also 5 days after that. They're going to meet me in the 100-mile wilderness about halfway through to be able to give me some more food. And sorry, there's a gnat flying around in my eye, but it's going to be a good time. I look forward to spending some time with them, as well as getting something good to eat. So with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Good night.
Spots along the stream there, right out of the water. And then once you get into the Hermitage, this is about 30 miles in. You can't camp for about 2 or 3 miles. So if you have...
That's right. Here we go. Well, I am now in the 100-mile wilderness. I'm a little anxious today. I'm excited because this is the home stretch to the end of my trek, but at the same time, just a little nervous because I've never gone 100 miles in just wilderness. And so there'll be no more town stops, no more official resupply stops. I am meeting a couple in a few days, as I previously stated, who is going to resupply me. And so I'm very thankful for that. That way I don't have to carry all the food. They recommend that you carry 10 days worth of food through the wilderness. However, at the moment, I have about 4.5. And so they're supposed to bring me out 5 days. When they come, I just have to make it to the halfway point by Sunday. And so today's Wednesday. So I'm gonna be pushing approximately 10 miles today to a lean-to or a shelter. But it's a gorgeous day. Beautiful day, beautiful wilderness, a beautiful life here in the woods. And so with all that said, I will talk to you soon again from the trail.
Focus all the way to the end.
Don't do like me. Woohoo!
Well, I made it to the shelter here in the 100-mile wilderness. It's been a beautiful day. I'm actually standing by a stream at the moment. Just got done getting water. I'm going to be making me something to eat in a little bit. I've been here probably for about an hour or so. Got my bed made up. There's a few other thru-hikers that are here. It's been, like I said, it's been a good day. However, I did take a tumble today and I scraped up my wrist. And about an hour after that, I got stung by a hornet. And so hopefully this isn't the beginning of a long journey through the wilderness, but hopefully the next few days will be better than today. But like I said, the weather's been good and the hiking's been pretty tame other than some routes, and it's just beautiful here in the wilderness. So, but we are about, there's a plane flying over. So even in the wilderness, you don't have complete quiet, I tell you. But we're just going to build a fire in a little bit and just relax. And I'm going to get up early in the morning. Got about 15 miles to do tomorrow, so I'd like to get an early start if I could. And so with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Good night. Good morning from the AT. It is about 7:30 or so. I just left camp probably 15-20 minutes ago. Got a semi-early start. I meant to get out earlier, but I wanted to have my coffee before I left. I have 15 plus miles, just almost 16, shy of 16 to go today. And so it's quite a few miles than what I've been doing lately. So I'm trying to get to a specific spot on the map in 4 days to get my resupply. And so I have to keep up with my miles. I did make a schedule of how many miles that I'm going to be pushing. As I stated before, my hope is to summit Katahdin on the 14th. However, there may be rain in the forecast that day, and so if that's the case, I may have to push it off a day or so. But it is a beautiful day today. It's a little humid, but nothing too extreme. Like I said, I have 15 plus miles to do. There's going to be quite a bit of elevation gain, or I should say at least up and down today. I start, I believe, with it's called the chairbacks today, near the end of the day. And I believe the shelter I'm heading toward is right in the middle of all that. And so I'm just going to keep pushing forward, keep enjoying the 100-mile wilderness, and keep enjoying my hike. So with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Mile marker 2100, less than 100 miles left. Woohoo! The remains of a crashed plane. Interesting. Good morning. I am here at the shelter. I didn't record last night because I got caught in the rain. It was coming over the mountain, and then about 4:30 it started pouring down. So we were trying to get to the shelter. Me and Captain BG is his name. He's an older hiker. He's been hiking with me or along with me the last couple days. Not necessarily hiking together, but we've been staying in the same location, same shelters. But it was a beautiful day, a lot of climbing yesterday, a lot of ups and downs, and finally, after it started raining, we were told before that by some section hikers that this shelter does not have any water, or at least any good water sources. So about a mile on the other side of the mountain, over a mile, almost 2 miles on the other side of the mountain, we had to fill up. And so I packed up 3 liters of water and hiked up a mountain. My feet were screaming. I had so much weight on me. But we got here right before dark. It was 7 something, almost 7:30. The sun was starting to go down. And then as soon as we got into the shelter, set up our sleeping mats and made something to eat, the skies opened up. And not only did we have a big thunderstorm last night, but we even got some hail. And so I'm sure glad I was in the shelter. I'm glad I was not out still hiking at that time. That would have been miserable. Dragonfly and Java, another couple hikers who were hiking along in our pace, they never showed up at camp. And so I'm assuming they hunkered down somewhere in their tents before they got here. But today it's kind of cloudy, and so we could get some more rain. I have about 11 something miles to do today. There's a short downhill and then a long uphill today, but the uphill looks gradual, and so I'm hoping the terrain will be mild and it won't be too strenuous. But I just got done drinking my coffee and eating my oatmeal. I'm gonna get changed in a second and hit the trail. So with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Well, I made it to the top of the mountain. I am here at Sydney Tappan campground or campsite. About ready to set up my tent. I'm waiting on Captain BG to get here. He was behind me. We've been kind of hiking together today. Had lunch this afternoon along the stream and hiked, just a little over 12 miles or so. Looks like it's going to be a nice camp site. It did start raining earlier this morning, right after I left the shelter there, and it may rain tonight, and so I'm gonna get my tent set up and everything ready before it rains and hunker down. And so with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Good night.